Los Angeles, California, where the Mad Scientist Party are.
Oh, hello, friends! Welcome back to another episode of Mad Scientist Party Hour. My name's Kevin Kraft. Once again, joined by a man who is completely nude from the waist down and is currently in the process of using a Ouija board to summon a ghost to jerk his boner off. That's Jeff Clark.
This is bullshit. Was it communicated in the email that you guys didn't tell me about to wear sunglasses? Because I'll go get my sunglasses.
And transmitting to us from your mom's basement, the bearded booger-eating message board bandit known as Shuddyboy.
Yo, prah, prah.
And you just went from high to low on my feed. I don't know if that's same with Shuddy.
It happens every week. When the theme song is playing, Kevin's vocals for us are very low, but apparently, from what Kevin has said to us, every time I've complained about it, it's fine on the recording.
Well, yeah,
So
we would
he
have heard
says.
about it. Well,
So he
I
says.
think we would have heard about it from the Puminati if you were.
I mean,
wrong,
he could
so.
fix it in post, so it might not be correct.
Well,
but
to
it is
pull
when it
the,
goes out to the world.
To pull the curtain back a little bit, we don't use the Zoom audio for the podcast or YouTube video. My microphone is recorded directly into the recorder, bypassing Zoom. So I hear what the actual Zoom feed sounds like, and my voice cuts out a lot, and the sound effects cut out a lot, and the theme song doesn't really play, but it all gets captured here. And then I just delete the audio out of the Zoom video and insert our way superior podcast audio.
Allegedly.
Sure, I don't want to get sued.
Yeah, I like how Shuddy's being very careful with the facts that we put out there.
Yeah. Like, I don't even know if this will go through.
Mad Scientist Party Hour. Breaking news with Shuddyboy. It has been a minute, but I have an official MSPH wrestling announcement to make.
Oh, shit.
It is not about the next event. It is, but it isn't. It's not a date announcement or match announcements. All that this announcement is, and I'll just read it. I've led into it too much.
Hit the lights.
MSPH Wrestling Management has acted quickly and voted unanimously to induct the Bat Dad into the 2021 MSPH Wrestling Hall of Fame, becoming the first ever Puminati to be inducted. He is now the second inductee into the MSPH Wrestling Hall of Fame and the first true Puminati alongside Clowny Hair, who was inducted earlier this year.
That is the correct move. I agree with management's decision.
Good. If you didn't, there was nothing that you could do about it anyway. So.
Well, I mean, there was unanimous approval. So.
While we're talking about Bat Dad, I just want to send a big thank you to all of the Puminati from us, from Fat Dog Collar and his wife, and Bat Dad's friends and family. You guys all stepped up huge, and by Tuesday night, the GoFundMe had overshot its goal of $5,000, thanks in no small part to you guys in the Puminati. And we were able to get a good chunk of money together, and we sent flowers to the mortuary for his viewing today and his funeral tomorrow. So
by far and away the best thing this podcast has ever done.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
pretty sick.
Absolutely. Definitely something that I'm proud of everybody for being involved in and helping us do this for Bat Dad and his family.
Yeah, he's going to get the send-off he deserves, thanks to, in huge part, thanks to the Puminati stepping up. Met the goal in, 24 hours.
Yeah, a
which is
little
crazy.
over 24 hours. we had gotten them to the $5,000. So that was awesome. Like, seriously.
Yep. Yeah, thanks, Pominati.
Yeah. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to Bat Dad.
Yeah, and
Our
our
friend.
thoughts with Fat Dog Collar and Mrs. Dog Collar today and tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the Jensen family.
All right, now to dick and fart jokes, guys. Let's do it.
Nice, yeah. Hard to segue out of that. But
Yeah.
Congratulations to Bat Dad for being the Hall of Famer. We'll miss you. We love you. And,
By the way,
thank you
did
for
I mention
Pominati.
that this past weekend I farted on my own dick? Thanks for getting us back on track, Shuddy.
All right, back to the wheelhouse.
Yep.
What do you have any fart or dick news for us, Kevin? You usually go with this stuff.
No, not really.
Can
How
you?
was your
You never
birthday?
actually answered my text
did.
message from last week, though. When I sent you that funny picture of things that Kevin Durant has tweeted, such as Scarlett Johansson, "I will drink your bathwater." Were you writing his Twitter account for him for any amount of time? Because that is...
I would never write anything as hacky as that.
How about we do this? How about we call these Kevin Kraft compliments, and we switch the K or the C to the K?
I don't like that.
Kevin Kraft compliments.
I don't like that bit.
All right. Anyways.
No, I feel like that one's too easy. That one people have been saying since like the 1920s. Oh, that Bonnie from Bonnie and Clyde, boy, I'd sure drink her bathwater.
Yeah. You should bring it into the new millennium. What would you say?
I would get polio to kiss those nips. Yeah, see?
Oh man.
Drink her bathwater. Come on! What is this, fucking kindergarten? You gotta come better than that.
I mean, I thought it was pretty solid for a public figure to say that about another public figure who could easily be rubbing shoulders with.
Yeah,
In fact,
I mean,
I'm pretty
Scarlett
sure
Johansson
Johansson goes to his game.
she could show up to a basketball game?
Yep.
Nice.
With-
Nice.
Say it with more confidence next time.
She could show up to his basketball game with a thermos full of her bathwater.
Call him
I mean,
out on it.
If he really wanted to be a man, he could say, I would do a bong hit with her toilet water.
Yeah, but he doesn't want to.
He's not
He
allowed
doesn't
to
wanna
smoke
out himself.
marijuana.
Oh, okay,
Actually,
okay.
they got rid of that testing this year for the NBA because whatever, they knew everyone was beating it anyways.
What if he said, I would make chai tea out of her unflushed toilet water?
That's more of a Kevin Kraft compliment. I'll give you
Yeah.
that.
I would brew coffee out of her upper tank water.
So you're saying he kind of danced around it too much?
He used something that's been said like 5 billion times. I mean, I remember even being on when I was on the job site, like hearing somebody say, "Oh, I would drink her bathwater." It was like so overused and dated.
The other one was that Erica Badu was thicker than a kindergarten pencil.
Okay.
Not bad.
I mean, I'll give him credit as that's a new one.
You could do better.
I don't know that
Yeah,
one.
fair enough. You could do better.
Well, you know how in kindergarten the little kids write with the fat pencils compared to the skinny ones? I think that's where he was.
Yeah.
How about this one? Erica
thin pencil.
Badu could take her like headdress off, poop in it, put it on top of my head, and then kick it.
And stomp on it.
What point do you ejaculate? Like where?
At the
Yeah,
kick.
where's the sweet
your
spot for
punch?
you in there?
The kick.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Kevin
he
Durant.
definitely should have used that one instead.
He needs to hire me as his like his compliment tweet writer. I'll get him some attention. Scarlett Johansson will notice him after he hires me, for sure.
I don't know.
Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong. Kevin Durant is the last player that was... No, Lonzo Ball came right out of high school, didn't he?
No.
No?
Neither one of them came out of high school.
Kevin
The last
Durant didn't?
player- No, he was he was in the one and done rule.
He got drafted
okay.
after kindergarten.
He was a 1 year in college. Okay.
The last player could have been Monta Ellis. I can't remember. But they're probably going to get rid of that rule soon. Speaking of sports, are you watching the Olympics at all, Kevin?
No, didn't it just start?
Yeah.
Nah, I've been busy.
They have like weird events and games that you might be into. I guess we got a gold medal in the skeet shooting. I figured skeet shooting might be something up your alley.
I mean, that is silly. Like, I hope when the guy got his gold medal, he just went skeet, 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 and tossed his medal around. I do like the more off the beaten path stuff. Like, I saw something. Oh God, what was it? I think it didn't sound that crazy, but in watching it, it was very enjoyable. It was the snowboarding downhill race. I thought that was super cool. They had this big, windy downhill course that people were racing on snowboards. That was kind of neat.
Yeah, that's the winter. We're in the Summer Olympics. I figured you'd be more of a Winter Olympics guy. I'm not that into the Summer Olympics, at least this time around. Usually I am, because America dominates, and I love watching us dominate the world, but we're fucking losing in basketball, and it's an embarrassment. It's an absolute joke.
Yeah, because don't
lost
we
to
break the
France
rules?
yesterday.
Don't we, like, send professionals to play basketball?
No, we didn't break the rules. We changed in '92 to sending professionals there because other countries always sent professionals, and we never did. And then they started catching up and like, well, fuck this. Then
Why did the rest of the world break the rules? Or was that never
they
a
weren't
rule?
breaking the rules. It wasn't a rule, I guess, or they were able to like hack it. I don't know. Somehow they were able to hack it, and then we usually just sent like college players. And then I think in '88 we either lost, or we got close to losing, and then '92 we sent Jordan, Bird, Barkley, Magic, and we're like, fuck this. We beat everyone by 50.
Oh, you guys think you know how to play basketball, huh? That's cute.
Yeah. And those days are over. These fucking French beat us. Australia beat us.
Who's
was
playing?
Another team? Nigeria beat us. Kevin Durant's out there.
He should go back to tweeting.
Kevin Durant, Damian Lillard. I mean, we have superstars on our team.
Is LeBron playing?
No.
The problem is, and the problem has been for many, many years with USA basketball, is they do not play as a team. It's a bunch of
everybody wants to show
superstars
off.
playing in thinking that have been so used to walking all over people because individually they're all so fucking good, is that there's no cohesion as an actual sports team.
Yeah, there's some truth into that, but the rosters of the other teams, like the other countries, are catching up. So they have players on their roster that are in the NBA. So they had a full-time job. It's not like these teams are playing together all the time and they're building up continuity and familiarity. Like, so there is, I hear what you're saying to a certain extent. We have too much superstar power, or maybe there's not enough, like, just ball movement. But at the same point, like, they have their troubles with that stuff too, and we should still be fucking smoking them. Like, if you stacked our roster up next to France, Nigeria, Australia, all three teams which have beaten us already, like, we should we should hammer them. We should be fucking hammering them. It makes no sense.
Which NBA players are on the France team?
Rudy Gobert is there, Evan Fournier, Vincent Poirier, which is, I don't know if you knew the first two names, but you probably definitely
Rudy
didn't know
Gobert is
name.
the one who started the COVID outbreak in Utah last year. Yeah, I know that name.
Yeah, man, that is a terrible reputation to have. But yeah,
Is he the guy?
Right.
Is he the guy that was like licking microphones? Like COVID's a joke. Ew.
Yeah, he's that
and then
guy.
everybody got COVID.
Yeah, then his
And then
teammate
he
got
tested
COVID,
positive.
Was pissed.
What a retard.
But okay, but the rest of that team plays together more frequently than USA basketball as a whole does. USA basketball only gets together for the World Cup or whatever they call it for international.
It's Olympics. It's fair.
Well, the Olympics and then the
FIBA, but no one cares about that shit.
So but the France team, you insert those 3 or 4 other players to a team that plays very well together because they actually are an actual team. They're going to do much better than 5 elite athletes who normally don't A, interact with each other, B, don't like each other because they're on competing teams, and then you just throw them onto the court with a week's worth of practice and say, go be a team.
I hear what you're saying, but my thought is that you and that narrative is just too nice to Team America. Like, we have the best players. You motherfuckers should win. I don't know. Figure it out. Pass the ball.
Well, no, I agree with that, but that's why these teams that shouldn't be beating us can beat us, because it's 5 egos on the court versus
the NBA is ruining American basketball because they do all this fucking flopping, and the officials like reward this manipulation of the officials, and these guys fucking turning it into soccer, and that's how these guys make their money, and that's how they win their games. And they play international basketball, and these foreign refs they're not giving these bitch calls. So like, these guys are used to flopping around and getting a call, and it just doesn't happen. That's what I think is a lot of it.
Mon Dieu, traveling.
We play a pussy-ass brand of basketball in the NBA, and it works in the NBA, but not in the international. Obviously, this is not a conversation that Kevin's very long for. Kevin, how was your birthday, buddy? Let's talk about that. I've never been to Musso and Frank's.
Sorry about that.
Obviously heard about it.
I lost audio in my right headphones. Oh, sorry. For a second, I thought I heard some static. I forget the first time I went to Musso and Frank. I forget what brought me there, but I've been there. I'd say on average, maybe once a year to 12 times in the 10 years that I've lived in Los Angeles. It's a 100-year-old steakhouse featured in such films as Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. That's where, right at the beginning of the movie, Leo meets with Al Pacino. And it's great. Their steaks are fucking epic. They have a really interesting menu. They also do breakfast. So you can go to a steakhouse and get, like, eggs and shit in the morning. But it's I don't know. My girlfriend asked where I wanted to go for my birthday dinner. Threw Musso and Frank out there. Haven't had a nice steak in a long time. And it was fucking epic. It was delicious. Got some dirty martinis in me. Got a good buzz going. Solid birthday.
Was it packed or was it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Shuddyboy, I think I saw Frank Miller there.
Really?
Every time I go there, I see somebody famous. I saw Richard Dreyfuss one time sitting with a bunch of old ladies. Remember that guy from Green Mile who married a child?
No. Hold on. I'm going to Google that.
He married the child in real life or in the Green Mile?
In real life. So he was the jerk-off, the bad guy in Green Mile. And then in real life, he married this teenage girl that he was giving acting classes to. Like, her mom
Doug
actually...
Hutchinson.
Yeah.
Hutchinson.
I saw him and that girl one time on a date there, which
was
fucking
16, weird. He was 50.
Yep.
How old is she now?
I don't know.
But
that was 10 years ago, so she's 26.
Okay, she's hot. Just want to, make sure that she's old enough for me to say that. Wait, she was there too, though, Kevin?
Not over this weekend, but one of the times I went. And then this time, I walked in and I saw people where I'm like, that motherfucker's famous. I know that guy's famous. I just don't know who he is. But while we were sitting down, Frank Miller, I'm 99.9% sure it was Frank Miller who walked by. And Jeff, he's the guy that created Sin City. Like legendary comic book writer, comic book artist.
I knew that. I actually knew who Frank Miller was.
Look at that, you nerd.
Yeah.
Is Courtney Stodden the one that Chrissy Teigen is in trouble for making fun of on Twitter?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, is that guy's wife?
Yep.
Chrissy Teigen told her to kill herself, right?
Yeah, Chrissy Teigen hated that chick.
Oh, wow. I hated a 16-year-old girl.
Yeah.
Chrissy Teigen seems chill. Fucking Chrissy Teigen. That's a rabbit hole I don't want to go down. All right, so what did you order? I'm looking at this menu right now, and fuck.
I got a filet, an 8-ounce filet, medium, with potatoes au gratin.
I feel like this
And the
menu
missus got...
is just a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be.
It's gigantic. It's crazy. You can get so many different cuts. She got prime rib and broccoli rabe as a side. And it was all epic. It was all delicious.
Yeah, like usually steakhouses have a very, very small menu. You just get a steak and
They got weird
sides.
shit. You can get like lamb kidney and bacon.
Grilled lamb kidneys, bacon.
They have daily features, which I don't think it changes, right? So, what day were you there again?
Thursday, homemade chicken pot pie night.
Oh,
Yeah, I did not fuck with that.
I'm not a chicken pot pie guy. Duck confit on Sunday. Let's go there on a
Duck
Sunday.
confit, huh?
I'll do that. Get the New York strip that Lexi couldn't cook. Almost got her ass fucking kicked off of MasterChef.
What was that
Meat
one?
Roulette.
What was that one on that menu? Because I might want to get that next time.
Duck confit on the Sunday menu.
Counterfeit?
Counterfeit duck?
Confit. Duck confit. Am I saying it right? I mean, it's pretty easy.
You're
I feel like
much
it's an easy
closer
one.
to it this time. You added an I to it the last time, a couple of times, and said counterfeit.
All right. Duck confit.
Confit.
Confit. So all right. So you only got one side. Did you Did you take a bite of her? What is it? Broccoli something.
Broccoli
What was her
rabe?
side?
Yeah.
Broccoli rabe.
I mean, the sides are gigantic. So it was more than enough.
They have sweetbreads here. Calf sweetbreads.
Yep.
Holy shit. You got randomly just got a chicken parmesan in the middle of all this. This is a random menu. I don't know how you passed on the truffled mac and cheese, though. You should have brought me. You should have brought me. Not because... Just because you would have had another side and another dish you could have taken a bite of. I share my stuff with you. I'm willing to. You could have had a bite of my truffle mac and cheese.
Yeah, that wouldn't have been awkward at all.
Well, I mean, yeah, I don't know. We gotta deal with rant, but whatever. I'd be all right with it as long as you were.
But yeah, my birthday was chill. It was a weekday, so she had work. So while she was working, I was at home, and I just read comics, and I played the new Zelda game on the Switch, and then went and got a nice steak dinner. It's fucking sweet.
Wow. Like just like a grown-up boy.
Yeah. It was a great way to spend the first day of my last year of my 30s, which is fucking terrifying. I'm not
Yesterday was the 5 months from my 40th birthday mark.
Do you think, Shuddyboy, you buying a Toys R Us worth of He-Man toys is your way of having a midlife crisis? Like some people will buy a convertible or a two-seater muscle car or something like that, and
the
you just
thought
bought...
had not occurred to me until you just started to ask the question.
You know what? Joke's on you, Father Time. If I buy enough He-Man toys, I stay 39.
That's totally what's happening right now. What does He-Man drive around in? You should get a He-Man car.
No, because he rides Battle Cat. He rides a giant tiger.
I mean, you could paint your car to look like Battle Cat.
Yeah, now we're talking. Yeah, get a sports car with a Battle Cat.
So apparently,
paint job.
when we were kids, did you have... I don't want to call it a rocking horse, but it was sort of that. Did either one of you have... It had 4 posts and then a horse with springs that you bound,
Oh. Yes.
My grandmother had one. I I didn't have one in my house.
It was really tough to get her off it so I could have a
So
turn.
apparently there was a Battle
Hey.
Cat, one of those, when we were kids.
Is that your next item you're hunting on?
Okay.
No.
Down,
they're
pack up the car.
expensive. But I would
Bookmark this,
like
Kevin. This is what we're getting him for his birthday.
I would like to have one. I would hang it from the ceiling. I would
That's
rig-
my sex.
I would
That's my sex
absolutely
wing.
hang it from the ceiling.
That's a sex toy.
Hey, do you
Oh,
wanna
man.
role play tonight? I'm Shira.
But dude, man, that'd be an epic sex toy. A fucking battle cat sex swing.
Oh, I have the power.
That would really be taking your He-Man support to the next level.
Shove
We have
clam champ up
we
my
got
ass.
We have a little bit of He-Man to cover today too. The Netflix shit.
We
just
definitely
hit, right?
do. Yep.
Yes, it did.
How much of it
Are
have
we
you
going to jump
watched?
into reviews right out of the gate?
Why not?
Well, I guess we're not right out of the gate anymore.
yeah,
huh?
the gate's a
We're-
little bit behind us.
Well, people were I did a happy hour this past week at the Puminati, and they were asking like if you were going to stop by the happy hour, and I was like, no. Like, oh, is it because he's too busy watching He-Man? Like, how much you got? And they were asking me if I thought you already watched it already.
Oh,
But I told them, didn't you make like a night out of it with Dom?
no. It came out Friday, and this was a weekend that all the kids were home. So I waited all day.
You didn't
all
ground.
day.
You didn't ground them all.
Instead of getting up and watching it first thing on Friday, I waited all day to watch it with my family, who had no interest in sitting down to watching it. So I didn't get to start watching it on Friday until 11 p.m.
What an incredible role reversal! Could you imagine a child being like, "Fucking shit! My dad's making us all watch He-Man together as a family."
My dad's making me watch cartoons tonight.
So I watched the first 5 episodes Friday night.
5 out of 10, correct?
Oh, I'm sorry. 4 out of the first 4 episodes out of 5
Wait, there's only
watched-
5 episodes?
in this first season. Yes,
Oh.
in this first part of this, there's 5 episodes.
Okay, because I wasn't
many-
sure. I looked at the Rotten Tomatoes page for it and saw 10 episodes listed. So I thought that they just did, the usual Netflix dumped all the episodes of the first season.
No, they dropped the 5 episodes of part 1.
Interesting. Okay.
And-
That's weird because
and-
that's kind of like these are the same animators that did the Castlevania series, right?
Yes.
And when Castlevania launched, season 1 was 4 episodes. And it barely even covered, it did not feel like a season. And then everybody loved it and they ordered more, but then they had to wait an eternity to crank out, to animate more episodes, write them, voice them, and all that stuff.
I'm pretty sure all of that is done for part 2.
I think I saw Kevin Smith tweeting that too. Like everything is picture locked and blah, 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 blah. So I guess they're going to release the second half of the season relatively soon. So have you now seen all of the episodes that have come out?
I have finished it, and I am halfway through a second watch.
Have you done any episodes with Dom yet for Masters of the Pooniverse for Patreon?
No, we will be recording the first one tomorrow for
Okay.
the first episode.
And I'm guessing
So I
Dom
don't-
has seen everything already?
Dom has watched it twice already also.
Wait, how long is each episode again?
25 minutes?
I watched the
Yeah.
first episode.
And what did you think?
So I don't really have many memories of watching He-Man as a kid, like I've stated before. I definitely had He-Man toys. I definitely watched the cartoon. But I think when stuff like Batman the Animated Series, Darkwing Duck, Ninja Turtles, stuff like that came out, that was my main focus. So once my brain developed more and I actually had a memory, I don't think I did too much He-Man watching. I've got some news for you, Shuddyboy. So I never had any real deep connection to He-Man, and I thought maybe a modern version done by Kevin Smith with the animators of Castlevania would do it, but I feel like there was so much stuff that was going over my head. I feel like the voice acting was good, the animation looked dope, and it was interesting, but I'm not like, yeah, I'm a fucking He-Man fan now. I will
That's
end up
fair.
watching the rest of it, I'm sure.
I really I did enjoy it. I don't understand all of the hate that it's getting from the incels.
I mean, I kind of get the hate just from what they're bitching about, because it seems like there was, and I know what you're going to say, but for somebody who hasn't been following all the breaking news and leaks and all that stuff leading up to it, all I've done is seen all of the promo art.
The promo art, which has a lot of He-Man in it, and there's not a lot of He-Man in part 1.
Do you think he's going to be in part 2?
Yes.
Okay. So do you think that's going to shut the nerds up a little bit when the next 5 episodes come out and they are He-Man heavy?
No, I don't, because I think they're just the people that are really throwing a lot of hate at this are just the people that weren't going to be happy no matter what it was. Like, if somebody can literally sit there and say Kevin Smith ruined their childhood.
Nice.
People got to get a new line.
My message to them is, if your only good memory was one cartoon, your parents are the ones who ruined your fucking childhood.
Oh, shit.
Oh, my God.
If the only good memory you have from 40 years ago is being sat in front of a TV with a cartoon, and this ruined your childhood, you have bigger problems than this was ever going to solve.
You've just been shuddied. Suck a dick.
And I think that everybody who is upset that He-Man wasn't in it as much have to realize that it wasn't, they took his name out of the title of the show. So it's not He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, it's Masters of the Universe Revelations, which would lead me to believe that it would be a more Masters of the Universe centric story, which is exactly what we have.
So you don't feel
it's an
burned.
ensemble story, kind of like a Soderbergh movie, if you will.
No, I do not feel burned that He-Man wasn't the main factor of the show.
It's not even address what I said. It's stupid.
Yeah. It was like they focused on Leela. Is that who? That's just what I've been seeing people bitching about.
Tila,
yeah. Tila Tequila is the main character.
Yep.
And it's weird when she starts saying, like, hey, let's just focus on the good stuff Hitler did. So, is that a character that you're familiar with? Was she in the previous stuff?
She
Tila?
was... Yeah, she was... So, in the... I don't want to call her a sidekick, because that really downplays what she actually was. Like, she was...
Hey, they're cool sidekicks.
She was like He-Man's number 2, like his right-hand person. Like, she's the leader of the palace guard. So she's in charge of defending the palace. She's Prince Adam's best friend. And in the mini comics and He-Man canon, she's his love interest.
Does Prince Adam ever get pussy? Or is he like an asexual, maybe there's something going on with him and Ram Man?
No. So the original cartoon never really went into it.
Because he looks like a gay Dutch boy.
But the New Adventures of He-Man that came out in 1989 was originally supposed to be about Tila and He-Man's son.
Oh, so they porked.
So, I mean, indirectly...
Well, let me ask you this, Shuddyboy.
Yes.
So, Prince Adam transforms into He-Man. Is it more like a Clark Kent Superman, or is this like Donald Blake Thor?
So,
Like,
Filmation to save money didn't change.
So let me ask you this. Okay.
Explain it.
Well, let me present you with a scenario that might be a little bit more helpful. If Prince Adam cream pies Tila has a baby, and then they do a DNA test on He-Man, is he the father?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Because it's not okay. Yeah, so it's not. I was thinking in terms of physical transformation. I wasn't thinking like Donald Blake, where he goes away and Thor takes his place. I was thinking, like, is Prince Adam more meek than Thor?
Oh, okay, gotcha.
That's where I was, because he's not supposed to be. Like, the way that they show him in Revelations and in the 2002 series, he's much smaller and then gets much larger when he converts into He-Man, transforms.
I wonder if he gets a bigger dick.
The Filmation show, instead of, so they could use the same artwork, they kept him the same size all the way throughout. So,
I really wish we were cool enough to have Kevin Smith on, because I know he would love those questions. Like in Mallrats, he specifically wrote Jason Lee going up to Stan Lee asking him about Fantastic Four's dicks and stuff. So, Kevin Smith, while it might not be in the official show Bible, it is in his head what happens to Prince Adam's penis when he turns into He-Man. He knows that for sure.
I think we could get him on here.
That's... You know what? I admire your innocence, Shuddyboy.
I'll shoot him an email right now.
Man.
Have we even tried to pitch a guest, like, since the Zoom started?
Nope.
No. And you know what? It's such a bummer. It's such a bummer that people...
My neck on the line.
It's a bummer that people skip our guest episodes. Because I feel like the pandemic and shows switching over to Zoom would greatly increase our chances of having cool guests on. But, I don't know, it's always more stressful for me because I'm not the world's greatest interview, and sometimes I get a little nervous. And then people don't end up downloading the episode anyway. So it's like you go through all that hard work and effort just to do a show that people don't necessarily even want to hear. But I'd love to chop it up with... I got a list of people I'd love to have on MSPH. But I feel like we have to stick to our wheelhouses of, like, the Doug Bensons and stuff.
What if we just try one? What if we just give it a shot and see how it goes?
Just email Kevin Smith, Kevin.
He's a very busy man. He was tough. He was tough to get into Sirius.
Do I need to... I'll take pictures of my collection that you can include in the email to Kevin Smith.
Yeah, well, me and Shuddy will work on a pitch deck to Kevin Smith. We'll get it over to his people.
So, Shuddy, what I'm guessing, since you watched it, the series hasn't even been out for, a full week yet, and you're already on your second viewing. I'm guessing you liked it. Just how much did you like it?
I really liked it. There's stuff... I'm watching it again to pick up on stuff I missed. I do have some minor problems with it. Like, Tila's a wee bit of a cunt, and it's kind of off-putting.
Oh, dang.
On Tila Tequila's sex tape on the internet when you guys mentioned that.
I'll tell you what, as far as sex tapes goes, solid sex tape. I'll give her that.
Very solid. I did a quick scrub while you guys were talking, and I was impressed.
I tell you what, that guy she's boning needs to shut the fuck up in that movie. That's one thing I remember about it.
Well, I'm gonna mute it. But,
he's all creepy.
I'm probably gonna give it a deeper dive later.
Oh, your pussy.
Cersei was fucking amazing as Evil Lynn. Sir Davos Seaworthy as Man-at-Arms was fucking amazing.
Oh, cool. I heard Jay Muse is Stinkcore.
He is, and he has I believe it's one line.
Does he say Snoochie Boochies?
No. It's something like, get your hands off my treasure. And then that's it. But they do murk a lot of people in this show.
Interesting. All right.
A lot of characters get the Game of Thrones treatment.
I mean, spoiler alert, He-Man dies in episode 1, right?
Yeah. And I really have a hard time with Mark Hamill as Skeletor.
Because he sounds too much like Joker?
He sounds exactly like Joker from Batman the Animated Series. So that's something that rubbed me a little funny on the first watch through. But
yeah, I mean, I get that. He does have a very good sinister voice, but he spent it on the Joker. Like, it's so identifiable as the Joker. It would be like if they
not a lot of variation in his bad guy voices.
It would be like if they hired Dan Castellaneta to voice Skeletor, and he just did it as Homer Simpson.
Yeah, that's my only real big complaints about it is that Tila was a little bit of a whiny bitch.
Well, I'm happy for you and Dom. It seems like Dom really enjoyed it. I'm glad because I know you guys were...
Dom's over the moon because Tila is his favorite character.
Oh shit!
So for this to be for Tila to have such a prominent role in these first 5 episodes, how do
you feel about the sex tape?
And the fact that she's voiced by Sarah Michelle Gellar, Dom is...
Oh boy, yeah, that's his girl.
Is that a Dom crush?
That is totally a Dom crush. Dom's Dom lost his shit when he found out that Sarah Michelle Gellar was voicing Tila. He could not be happier. I'm sure we are going to have a long, lengthy conversation about this tomorrow night.
Is Sarah Michelle Gellar in MSPH Wrestling? Is Buffy?
I don't know.
I mean, if it's a Dom crush, we got to see her in the next female Royal Rumble.
He's...
You know what I'm saying?
Well, now that
That's
you're 10
call.
seconds out of putting out that idea, as he's listening to this episode, he is probably starting that process.
He just turned on Xbox.
Yeah.
Well, so how many He-Man... Can you suck He-Man dicks or Masters of the Universe dicks? Or are you just going to save all your review for Masters of the Pooniverse?
Initially, I would have to go with a 4.
That's solid.
Oh, you're being objective.
It could, because I'm going to finish watching it a second time through, and then Dom and I are going to start a third time through. And
for Masters of the Pooniverse?
Yeah. So, like, my first time watching it was, just in awe that I was watching a brand new He-Man Masters of the Universe cartoon.
Good catch.
Thank you. Then today I had it on this morning while I was working, so I was, not paying full attention. But then when we do Masters of the Pooniverse, we're going to be locked in, and it's going to have my undivided... So it could go up or down from there based on things I pick up on that really fine detail viewing.
I totally understand. I watch Master Chef 3 times before we record Crafter Chef, and my food chub changes here or there. So I'm with you. I understand.
So
I don't want
to. On first viewing, it's a 4, and I recommend everybody check it out. I know that Great Pudini has watched it 3 times already.
Holy shit.
Wow. He-Man cucked you.
Pete's watched it twice already, I believe. So it seems that overall, the normal people that have watched this have enjoyed it.
We're calling Pete normal. All right, fair enough.
I mean, I wouldn't call him an incel.
No, I would not say that.
So if the choices are incel or normie, he's a normie. If I have to pigeonhole people into two categories between incel and normie.
Puminati.
Which, real funny, not real funny, real quick. When I ordered the flowers for Bat Dad, I had to spell Puminati for the florist 3 times, and I was so worried that when she finally understood what I was asking her to put on the card, she was going to tell me no. But she didn't. She didn't even skip a beat once she finally heard what I was saying.
She's like,
Listen,
oh,
lady,
wait a second.
We'll go
Is
to
this
fucking 1-800-Flowers right now.
Is this Shuddyboy?
Oh, did you watch Masters of the Universe yet? Imagine.
How many He-Man dicks are you sucking?
Oh man. Hey, have you? I'm mayor of Easttown. The first season of Ted Lasso. Have you watched the second season of Ted Lasso?
I have not. No, because that came out on Friday, and I had to,
Would Family Night went better if you did Ted Lasso season?
Probably, it probably would have. I probably wouldn't have had to sit through the new Lil Nas X video before.
Oh wow!
Got to watch.
How was it? These millennials, these Gen Zers. Excuse me. We're millennials.
Yeah, I mean, good for him. Like, it's not a terrible song. It's not for me. And the only thing, this isn't his last video where he's,
blowing Satan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just has, instead of female
Satan.
backup dancers, he has male backup dancers. Like, it's not okay. No biggie.
So if this is Gen Z, what's the next one? What comes after these kids?
Death and destruction.
Gen.
Yeah, the apocalypse. It's climate change. Nothing comes after Gen Z.
Gen hashtag.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm very scared of what that generation's going to be. Gen Z is wild.
When these
Gen ampersand.
Fuckers start having little fuckers, it's going to be hell.
Oh, I know.
Maybe
I cannot wait to see how they parent.
Maybe when they have kids, it'll be like the reboot of Humans, and they'll be cool again. It's just like the cycle has come full circle.
So like I
shouldn't talk such blanket shit over that generation because all of my children, all 5 of our kids, fall in that category, and overall they're pretty rad compared to some of the. They're pretty rad, and they're much better than what the general population sees them as. They're
fair enough.
But everybody else in that generation fucking sucks.
Yeah, Gen Z's they're a bunch of fucking weirdos. Let me tell you.
I got off to the cinema this weekend.
Nice. Was this a birthday trip or?
Kind of.
You only get one day.
No, I mean,
you're too old.
Yeah, I'm not. It's not my fucking sweet 16. I turned 39. It's fucking.
Yeah.
I didn't even want a full day.
You don't get a birthday weekend.
No. But we did go out and do some stuff. It was mostly just a movie weekend. We watched a lot of movies. But as far as going to the cinema, we went to the Alamo Drafthouse in downtown LA.
What?
Yeah.
Was this your first time?
So I went on a Puminati trip in Austin for Ellis Mania. And we went one morning with a group of us to go see Jojo Rabbit. So that was my first and only experience at an Alamo Drafthouse, but I've never been to the one in L.A. And, now
we were
that...
supposed to go to the one in L.A. We talked about it, and you went with your fucking girlfriend. You pussy.
I know. It was very gay of me, wasn't it, Jeff?
It's just super gay. What kind of snacks did you get? Did you get a milkshake?
No. You know what? Because, okay, so...
This is what you get for me not being there. We would have got milkshakes.
Remember when you guys were goofing on me saying that we were going on a vacation when we went camping?
I don't know that
I remember you going on a vacation.
I don't understand why you think we were making fun of you by just stating the fact that you were going on a vacation.
No, we were making fun of this queer for going on vacation with his girlfriend.
So we are actually now going on vacation. So we booked, no no
I'll be
real
the judge of that.
vacations in the past like 2 years. Oh, it is a vacation. We're going to fucking Hawaii.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Wait, didn't you've been there with an ex, right?
Yeah.
Or am I misremembering?
No, I
Didn't
did.
it go terribly?
It did.
Or am I
I
thinking of
got
Japan.
I got food poisoning day 1.
Yeah. I
And she
remember
knows
this,
about
yeah.
this. And she said, if you get food poisoning on this trip, you are not getting any sympathy. I am just laughing at you. And I was like, fair enough. If I get food poisoning again, that is fucking hysterical.
But wasn't it pretty like traumatic and violent food poisoning? I feel like if she saw it, I met Rent. I feel like she's a sweeter soul than she's letting on.
No, I mean, we bust each other's balls. But yeah, for sure. If she saw me in that shape, she would 100% have sympathy because I was 100% on death's door. I was making a plan to go to the hospital because I was like, this is how I die. I have never felt like this before. I barfed all over the walls of the bathrooms. I was barfing between my knees into the toilet as I was uncontrollably shitting. It was so bad, the room was spinning. I couldn't stand up. If I took a sip of water, I would throw up. I was bedridden for 2 days. It was gnarly.
That's how Mexico was for me. I feel you.
Yeah. So I was like, I am just playing it safe. I have never eaten oyster since. I will never eat another raw oyster for the rest of my life. I'm not even going to eat any fucking cooked oysters. I said, you know what? No clams. That is how safe I am playing it. I am not going to eat a single clam on our entire trip. But yeah, so we are actually going to
clam.
Hawaii. Yeah, you got me there.
Oh, come on! I didn't want to do it. It was spinning around my head. I didn't want to do it, but it was just.
Look, we would have gotten
It was
creamed in the
hanging
comments if nobody made the joke. So, thank you for saving us,
All
Jeff.
right, cool. All right. So you are going to eat one clam in Hawaii. Gotcha. Keep going.
So our plan is, even though we have less than 2 weeks before our trip, we are desperately trying to cut back a little bit on snacks and stuff. So we sacrificed a milkshake in order of, saving a few hundred calories before our trip to Hawaii. I'm still going to look fucking gross. She looks hot no matter what, so it's basically just going to be my amorphous, pasty tub of dough on a fucking lawn chair that she has to sit next to.
You should go. You should if you're
you
committing
brought your
enough
friend.
to this trip to not have sweets. You should commit to this trip enough to go to the tanning salon
No, that is not happening.
and at least get a spray tan.
No.
Come
Yeah.
hang out on Long Beach. Play some hoops by the beach. I'll get you some sun. Kill two birds with one stone. You lose a little weight. You look fitter for the beach. Get some sun. Get some color.
Yeah.
Be great.
Well, either way, we're
Smoke some
getting
pot.
we're getting too far off the beaten path. I went to the
Oh, yeah, back
movies,
to
Jeff.
Oh yeah, back to the
Oh, is
Alamo
that what we
Draft
were
House. My
talking
bad.
about? I forgot.
I'll tell you what, though.
What did you see?
My biggest bummer since the ArcLight closing down has been subpar popcorn. Alamo Draft House, awesome popcorn. And they give it to you in a big bowl, and they toss the butter in it so it's evenly distributed. It's not like a narrow bucket where the top layer of popcorn is doused in butter, and then you get to the middle, and there's not a hint of butter. It's tossed so it's evenly distributed. Great popcorn, I'll give them that. We went and saw the new Nicolas Cage movie, Pig. Have you heard of this?
Oh, okay. Yes, I have. Sharon, we have been trying to find. Sharon really wants to see it.
Dude,
I was hoping you were going to see Old.
it kicked ass. Pig was great.
What?
Yeah.
Your Letterboxd D score concerns Sharon.
She follows that?
I do. I mentioned it because I was in there rating the movie that we watched last night.
Gotcha.
And I said that Kevin rated it a 4, and she said, "Oh, I don't know that Kevin's and my taste align enough for that to."
I mean, I don't just
Shots kind of fired.
I don't throw 4s around willy-nilly. And if it's any added incentive, Rent really liked it as well. And she's not necessarily
the movie. She couldn't remember which one it was, but now that I think about it, you really enjoyed Hereditary, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and neither one of us liked it.
I mean,
I think
disagreeing
that was
on
the
one
one.
movie, I don't think is going to... Okay, well...
But anyway, I'm interested to hear what you have to say because it is something that is on our radar that we've wanted to watch.
So it's no secret that I love Nick Cage. I love wacky Nick Cage. Like, I feel like every movie he's been in, you get a good Nick Cage freak out. Recently, like Mandy or Color Out of Space or what was Willy's Wonderland, that new one where he works at a haunted Chuck E. Cheese.
Yep.
And fights off cursed animatronics. You're always getting psycho Nick Cage. This was a return to Nick Cage legit acting his balls off. And it was he was so goddamn good in this. So he plays this guy, he's like a fat, bearded, Santa-looking type of guy who lives in this shitty little rickety cabin in the woods, and he has a truffle pig. And he goes out and walks with the truffle pig, and they find truffles together, and he sells them to restaurants. And then his pig gets kidnapped, and he has to, cast off his hermit lifestyle to go back into the city of Portland, because he's in Oregon, to visit high-end restaurants to try and track down who has his truffle pig. But it's not... I heard some people comparing it to John Wick, and it's in no way John Wick. There's no action in it. It's a drama / thriller almost.
Okay, so it's not... Because the trailer doesn't show any action in it.
Yeah.
And
it's basically just a guy out for revenge. It's a revenge story, and John Wick has become so popular and referenceable that anytime there's a movie where someone's out for revenge, it's like, oh, it's like John Wick on ice. This is not John Wick with a pig. And it's not even like... I imagine the script of it, because it's a very short movie. It's 90 minutes, and it's like a low-key movie. The script had to have been so thin because there's not a lot of dialogue. There's long stretches where there's not a lot of talking. But it was great. It had such a fucking cool vibe to it. The longer it goes on, the more I liked it. And it ends really strong. It was not what I was expecting. I don't know exactly what I was expecting because I never even bothered watching a trailer. I just saw the poster, and it looked gritty as shit, and Nick Cage looked cool in it. And I saw the reviews were overwhelmingly positive, and I was like, okay, I'm fucking in. I can't wait for this. So I went in with a clean slate, not really knowing what to expect, and I very much enjoyed myself. Jeff, it looked like you were trying to say something.
Yeah, I just Googled this movie. I guess it's got a 97 on Rotten Tomatoes, a 7.0 on IMDb, and a 83 on Metacritic. So it's killing it with the reviews. And I saw an audience review from a Tom West, who is no one. This is on Google, just a Google review, whatever. He says Leonardo da Vinci has the Mona Lisa, Michelangelo has a statue of David, Nicolas Cage has pig. Pig provides an answer to the age-old question, just how far would you go to find your stolen truffle pig? This movie has everything. Artisan, cuisine, unlikely friendships, and a half-dead Nicolas Cage roaming the streets of Portland, menacingly peering through the windows of unsuspecting neighborhood residences looking for a pig.
It is so weird, but goddamn was it enjoyable.
It's really only an hour and a half long?
Yes. Yeah, and it's exactly how long it needs to be.
Nick Cage doesn't beat anyone's ass for this pig.
No.
Okay. And he suspects, because it's a truffle pig, that it's like upscale restaurants that,
Yeah. And like as the movie goes on, you learn more and more about Nick Cage's character and his backstory and stuff. And my chick is not a Nick Cage fan. And when we left...
You need to clear that up before Hawaii.
When we left, she was like, do you think he could actually get like an Oscar for that? Because she was like, I was not expecting it to like that movie that much. And while I do think he's deserving of one, I do not think he will get a nomination.
Wow, wait a minute. We're actually talking about it though. Like,
Yeah.
there is an outside chance he makes it.
Yeah, for sure.
Wow.
Because
Is he back?
I don't know. I don't know if because I enjoy both Nick Cages. I like when Nick Cage is just fucking unhinged and he's clearly just spazzing out on set, and the director's like, "All right, use that take."
I don't understand why he's not a bigger star. Or well, I mean, he is a huge star. You know what I mean? Like, why is he not like still one of the bigger movie stars? I guess is what I'm wondering.
I mean, the popular theory, I guess, would be he just got himself so in debt he could no longer be picky about what roles he took because he just needed money. Like, he had notorious money problems. He was buying fucking castles and dinosaur skulls and crazy shit. And, divorces and all that. Marrying chicks for like 2 days. So he probably just, like, he was doing just horrible movies like that Season of the Witch movie. He was just doing really, really bad shit. And then he started... Wicker Man. I think that was probably, around the time when... Which, by the way, I saw Wicker Man recently. Pretty terrible, but not as bad as everybody makes it out to seem. But I don't know. I think he made really, really bad choices to just make some quick cash and bounce back from probably near bankruptcy, if not full-blown bankruptcy.
Good old Chapter 11.
And then started doing these really quirky indie flicks. Like, people loved Mandy. People loved Color Out of Space. That Willy's Wonderland was just, how could you say no to watching a Nick Cage movie where he's a janitor in a cursed Chuck E. Cheese where he fights off the animatronics come to life and doesn't have a single line of dialogue in the entire movie? Like, he did a whole bunch of that stuff to reignite the Nick Cage fire. And then he gets this role out of nowhere in fucking Pig. I'm telling you, it kicked ass. I really, really enjoyed it.
But you made it sound like this role out of nowhere, like it could be a coveted role. It just seems like you said it seemingly had a thin script, and he just came through and killed it.
Yeah.
Like, this movie could have easily sucked, right?
He did it without resorting to wacky Nick Cage faces and flip outs.
Man, I wonder if he was like, you know what? This deserves something special. I really like this script. Or if it organically just happened and like things came together. He caught lightning in a bottle, and it was a throwback Nick Cage performance.
I want to give him that. I want to give him that credit. I want to give him he read this script, came up with a character, and stuck to it, and it just happened to kick ass.
I want him to make another National Treasure, so I'm with you. Come back, Nick Cage.
He might have to do a few push-ups.
He's chunky?
Yeah.
Ah, poor guy. He's an actor. They lose that weight fast. Get him a fucking private chef, a workout routine, some cocaine. He'll be all right.
But yeah, as Shuddy mentioned, I'll suck 4 pig dicks, which is perhaps one of the weirdest ways I've ever reviewed a movie.
How much would Rent suck? Did she like it more than you?
I didn't ask her, but I feel like she would be on the same page. I think she'd be a 4 out of 5.
Is she aware of our grading scale, or was she just score it in units?
I'm pretty sure she's... Yeah, she knows the rating scale, because she'll sometimes, when we'll watch a movie, she'll be like, so what are you going to rate this on the podcast?
Oh, nice. Has she ever said, I'd suck 4.5 pig dicks? Would that ever come out of her mouth?
It never has, but if it does, my head's going to explode.
Absolutely. Yeah, you got to bring that to the podcast.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't have much to review. I did see the 99 Woodstock documentary on HBO Max. It's a Ringer Films and HBO partnered or collabo. The Ringer is the website from Bill Simmons. He also did the Andre the Giant documentary, which I fucking loved.
Yeah, that was awesome.
And he did a surfing documentary, which I didn't even check out. It was supposed to be really good. I mean, sports and documentaries are definitely Bill Simmons' wheelhouse, so I had high expectations for this, but I didn't like it very much. I only sucked 2.5 99 Woodstock dicks.
Really?
Yeah, Woodstock '99. I've talked about this a few times. Would be one of the events if I could go back in time and go like I don't know, go to like a famous event. This would definitely be in like the Mount Rushmore of that discussion. That Ali Frazier won. Like I would really want to go see Woodstock, but with the hindsight of knowing what happened, so I could pack, accordingly or prepare accordingly. And obviously, it was a disaster in a lot of ways, but it was epic in a lot of ways. You had a lot of fucking sick performances, a lot of artists that I was into at the time, between Rage Against the Machine, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Metallica was there, DMX was there and killed it.
Limp Bizkit.
Limp Bizkit, which I was actually never a fan of. When they were like really popular was like the TRL days, which they talked about in the documentary, and they did that pretty well. But they were talking about like how famous Limp Bizkit was in '99, and just hearing that made me cringe. Like it was weird, but I don't know. Some of their music videos, some of their singles were all right. Like I never was like that into them, but I never like was a Limp Bizkit hater, and I felt like most people were on one side of that or the other, right? You either hated Limp Bizkit or you really liked them. Did you guys have any feelings towards Limp Bizkit when they were around?
I had bleach blonde hair and a red Yankees hat. We'll just
Baby.
we'll just leave it at that.
Nice. Wait a minute. I should know this. How old were you in '99?
17. I turned 18 December of 99.
Yeah. Christmas. So did you entertain going to that? Like, were you ever possibly going to go to that?
No. That was something that would not have even been, like, that would have been a conversation I would have started to my parents and would have gotten shut down immediately.
Right, and they would have
By that point, the only concert I had ever been to unsupervised was Sugar Ray at Stabler Arena.
Oh man,
on Lehigh University's campus.
I'm telling Mark McGrath that.
Yeah, you're homies with Mark McGrath, right? Or
so I got on the Campus Invasion tour, I believe in 1999 with Orgy.
Oh my God, Orgy.
Sugar Ray and Orgy, and I wrote an article about it for the school newspaper. But that's not what we're talking about.
I will suck 5 orgy dicks.
It's kind of what we are talking about.
So I still very much, every now and then I'll put on that first Orgy album and just really, really enjoy it.
Good Lord.
Okay.
Let me ask you guys a stupid question. Was there a Woodstock between the OG Woodstock and Woodstock 99?
Yeah, 94. You remember 94 with the mud?
Yes. Okay, that's the one that I watched on pay-per-view
Green Day.
at my when my mom was dating this fucking doofus. Like the Ned Flanders that
Was it Jeff? Wasn't his name?
No, Russ.
Russ. All right, yeah.
She was dated that guy for like 5 years, and he was dangerously close to being my stepdad, and he was such a tool. But I remember watching it at his house on pay-per-view. And then getting scolded because they were dropping F-bombs in it.
Do you and your mom like talk about Russ?
Yeah.
Like man.
Dodged a bullet there.
Terrible.
Yep.
That would have been a terrible event for our family.
Yeah.
You and Mr. J talk about Russ.
I mean, he's been present for discussions about him, but, he won.
You never look at Mr. J and be like, I'm so glad you're not Russ.
I mean, I don't think I've ever told him that. He knows how much I love him. I've told him I'm lucky to have him as a stepdad. But I've never straight up made the Russ comparison. But he knows. Okay. He's been in the room for conversations about it.
He's heard the Kraft family just fucking.
He just sits there
Russ.
like,
well, maybe not.
That's
the
right.
Krafts.
I won. Speaking of the Olympics, circling back, he's a fucking Olympic athlete. He qualified in 1980 for the javelin, and that just happened to be the year that America protested and sat out the Olympics.
That was Moscow, right?
Yes. I think so, yeah.
Yeah, no shit.
But he qualified, so that counts. He's an Olympic athlete.
Oh, that is an all-time bummer. Oh,
yep.
Man. Because that's one of the coolest things, like to put on your resume or just like an icebreaker. Like, yeah, I competed in the Olympics. My cousin,
Fuck yeah.
you guys know this. My cousin is competing for U.S. snowboarding, Team
This-
USA,
and
and
when?
the half pipe.
This
The
coming
next
Winter Olympics? No shit.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
So,
awesome.
Yeah, I can't wait for that shit. But I mean, yeah. So
I
whether
can't
or
wait
not
until he
medals
podiums
is
and he
like-
gets the gold medal. And he's like, I just want to thank all the fucking pussies who I whipped, whose asses I whipped. You guys are all, you guys can all suck my shit. Puminati
Yeah.
for life.
Yeah, oh, yeah, that'd be wonderful. No, I don't think any of that's gonna happen. If you were to, I mean, I couldn't imagine if you were to medal, it would like blow my mind. That's like the coolest thing about the Olympics. I haven't watched that at all. I know we're going a little off of a tangent. I'm gonna get back to Woodstock 99 here in a second, but that's like one of the coolest things that you'll see about the Olympics are like the coaches of the athletes or the family of the athletes just going fucking nuts when like they're when the competitor or the guy that they coach or girl wins the gold medal. They have like it had a pretty viral video. It's very viral that happened yesterday where one of the Australian women beat the greatest women swimmer in history, a U.S. girl named Katie Ledecky. She won, and the video goes up to like her coach, and he's just freaking the fuck out, and it's pretty cool. Anyways, Woodstock 99. I don't know how the fuck we got so sidetracked, but is an event that I always wanted to go to, and it just felt like they focused on the negative far too much. I sound like one of the promoters who they interviewed in the documentary who made it a point to be like, yeah, he's pretty much said like MTV fucked us. Like they made the whole event sound negative. The press coverage of it was negative, but it was overwhelmingly positive. The people had a great time, and yeah, there was some bad shit that went down, but whatever. Like overall, it was a success, and just the media like painted it in a shitty light. Which I don't know how truthful that is or how much bail I'm willing to shoot them for that because it was pretty poorly organized, right? They put it in central New York in mid-August, I think, and it was like 97, 98. And that in that part of the state and the country, like that heat is fucking terrible. It was terrible. And just the way they set everything up and the sewage, it was a pretty poorly organized concert, but the fucking lineup was sick, dude. And it just felt like most of the people that they interviewed for this documentary were fucking just like white liberals that had mad guilt, like mad white guilt. And they kept talking about how it was just like charged up drunk frat guys that made a fucking mess of the place. And they kept trying to like scapegoat or like throw Fred Durst under the bus. So they have that, that famous, I think it's famous Limp Bizkit Woodstock 99 performance where he's riding on the plywood and the crowd surfing on the plywood. I don't know if you guys remember that.
Mm-hmm.
And this was, I think, the Saturday. So the festival was Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Friday was, it's hot. People are starting to figure out what's what. People are, getting fucked up, getting drugs. But Saturday is when, like, the mayhem starts to pick up, right? And it kind of really takes off with the Limp Bizkit concert, which I think is more of a coincidence. But he plays Break Stuff, which is like a hit, an epic hit from Limp Bizkit catalog. And the crowd's going fucking nuts. But I guess one of the concert promoters told Fred Durst to like chill out, like don't go nuts, like don't rile up the crowd. And like I'm just hearing this, like, are you fucking crazy? Are you crazy? Like, how can you tell an artist about who's headlining Woodstock, yeah, dude, don't go nuts, don't charge up the crowd? Like, are you, like it was absolutely nuts. And they focused on Fred Durst and Limp Bizkit, but like kind of glossed over Rage Against the Machine. They didn't even mention Rage Against the Machine specifically. They showed like concert footage, and they glossed over Rage Against the Machine lighting the American flag on fire. And then the next day, fucking, the crowd starts setting fire to like the vending, some of the vendors and some of the like the apparatuses throughout the concert venue as Red Hot Chili Peppers performing. They go out to do an encore and they pick fire. and he's like looking out in the crowd. He's like, holy shit, this looks like Apocalypse Now. He like says that on stage and then does fire just to like further instigate the whole thing. But Fred Durst comes out to be like the bad guy. It's just like, what the fuck is this? So it was like a weird cheap shot or like just hit piece on Fred Durst. Too much white guilt for me. Not enough coverage of the fucking of the awesomeness of the concert. Too much Moby. They had Moby there whining about how he was so excited to play Woodstock, and when he got there, he didn't even see his name on the fucking on the billboard.
Oh,
it's
poor
like, yeah,
Moby.
they're trying to sell fucking tickets. Of course, they're not going to put your name on the fucking billboard, Moby. You don't belong up there with Rage Against the Machine, Red Hot Chili Peppers, and DMX. You're fucking Moby. And then at the end, then they like had some sort of commercial for Coachella, where I guess the first year of Coachella was Woodstock 99. It was a so much chiller and calmer environment, and Woodstock 99 should have been the first Coachella or vice versa. And then it turned into like a fucking like commercial for Coachella. It was fucking lame. And they just didn't even mention the fact that like Coachella cost an arm and a leg. Good luck trying to do Coachella for less than fucking $2,000. Like I'd heard talking about like Woodstock and how, you know, it was a bunch of angry white drunken frat bros who were mad that they had to spend too much money. That could easily be Coachella. You just fuck up the plumbing there and they're going to burn Indio to the ground. Anyways, I'll suck 2.5 Woodstock 99 dicks. Definitely grading it on a curve. The music was awesome. The footage was awesome. A lot of titties. It was crazy like how many girls were just like, I mean, it sucks what happened to a lot of the girls. You know, there's a lot of reported, unreported assaults, but there was also like a lot of like girls walking around naked, just like on their own choice. So that was nuts, but good footage. I just didn't like the way they told the story and the things they chose to focus on it because it was one of my favorite events ever in history. I remember watching it on pay-per-view. I'm giving them a 2.5.
Shuddy, this is something I tried to sneak in before but forgot. But I had some very interesting news for you.
Okay.
So after we were taping last week with the Ellis show, I forget how it even came up, but I mentioned how you and Dom love He-Man and do a He-Man show on Patreon and religiously rewatch classic episodes of Masters of the Universe. And not only did Jason Ellis have your back, but so did Katie. And they went on to say how much they unironically love classic episodes of Masters of the Universe, so much that Jason had the box set of DVDs and would watch them before his races to get pumped.
That is fantastic.
I thought you would like that.
Like a collabo Patreon exclusive. We'll call it Awesome Masters of the Pooniverse. Pitch that idea his way, Kevin. I know you can't get on Kevin Smith's radar, but maybe you can get on Jason Ellis's.
Yeah, just buy him a round trip plane ticket to Philly, pick him up, and record.
Bring him to the Shuddy Master of the Universe Museum.
Yeah, and you guys just bank like 3 or 4 episodes of Masters of the Pooniverse featuring Jason Ellis. And then watch our Patreon numbers sail through the roof.
I think it would help, actually. I think it would actually be a decent investment. I just don't think Jason Ellis would want to go to Pennsylvania. I think that would probably be what would end up stopping this.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
And,
it would make things a little weird with how just absolutely terrified of Jason Ellis I am.
Oh, I don't want to get beaten up if I make a joke about Battlecat.
Not even so much that, just because Jason Ellis is Jason Ellis. Like, I know who Jason Ellis is celebrity-wise in my head, so I would just be... Anytime I'm around him, I'm very, like... I feel very...
Starstruck?
Starstruck.
Starstruck and very... unsure of myself. Like, very... not as cocksure as I normally am.
So he's just going to cuck you on your own podcast.
Yep, in my own house.
It's gonna be him and Dom are gonna start doing what the fuck did I just watch? They're the Puminati.
But he could kick my ass if I'm not. Yeah. I don't want anybody to twist the reason I was I know he would very easily kick my ass. That is not. There's no.
Don't bullshit them, Shuddy. We know what you meant. It's starstruck, whatever. You're not worried about fisticuffs. Hey, Kevin, we're talking about this in the happy hour. Well, some of the Puminati brought this up, and they're asking me if I've never had a conversation with Jason Ellis. Like, as long as I've known you, you've worked with Jason Ellis, but we've never crossed paths, and I forget why I wasn't on that podcast. There was no beef. Do you remember why I wasn't on the Jason Ellis podcast? Wait, wasn't I flying? Right? Wasn't I flying?
I don't remember what it was,
like
but
wedding.
you did have to miss a week.
I think it was a wedding, my homie Ryan's wedding.
Yeah.
Because I remember not being there, and it's just like such a random thing. And they're like, so the theory was that you were hiding me from Ellis. I was like, well, that makes sense. That's not actually what happened.
No.
I don't remember exactly what happened, though.
But the times that you've come to Ellis Manias, Jason's always just running around like a chicken with its head chopped off because he's putting out fires and he's always fighting at them, so he's stressed out. So I don't even talk too much to Jason during a lot of the Ellis Manias outside of the radio shows we do. And most of the time you're super fucked up, just bopping around or gambling or off on your own adventures. So yeah, your guys' paths. I mean, you guys have met before. I just don't think you've ever had full-blown conversations.
I mean, at the last Ellis Mania I was in Art's room with Doug Benson and Jason doing dabs and was almost dying. I was dying inside because I was just freaking out so badly.
What, that you were in a hotel room doing dabs with Doug Benson and Jason Ellis?
Just that Jason and Doug were in the room, and I didn't want to look like an asshole, so I just sat there like I think you even mentioned that I was on the verge of exploding.
Two guys whose asses you could kick. I got you. That's not why you're nervous. I know.
By the way, Ellis Mania is just about locked in for November, so I'll definitely be giving more details on that. Yeah,
I'm coming.
Yep, I'll be there.
What's the final piece that's missing? Is it the date or the location? Do you know whether or not it's going to be in Vegas?
I think both are essentially locked in.
Didn't Jason say a date on one of the recent episodes?
Yeah, I don't think tickets are not on sale yet, but it is going to be. So Skankfest, which we're going to be at, is the weekend of November 5th in Houston. That got sold out before we could even promote it. Like Louis J. Gomez is straight up killing it. So all 3 days of Skankfest sold out just about immediately. And
really
then
is killing it, huh?
The following weekend of November 12th is going to be Ellis Mania in Vegas. As of right now.
Do you think we can get him on here?
Louis?
Gomez? Yeah.
I mean, we've had him on.
Yeah, I know. But
get him back?
Yeah.
I don't know. He pops. Here's the thing. Like, his career is taken off and is just steadily taking off. And when he comes to L.A., I think he's just popping in real quick to do stand-up shows. And he probably just goes on, gigantic podcasts. So I'm sure at some point we could get him and be like, hey, while you're here, why don't you come hang with us? We always record on Mondays anyways. So who knows?
Word. I'm just saying, shoot him a Zoom link. That'd be the best way. But I want to talk to him about his Twitter. Dude, that shit is a trip.
I love watching him scorch people on Twitter. I love it.
So we're talking the weekend of November 12th, right?
Yeah.
Being that it's, that time of the year.
What, when you get your period?
Wait, what are you I don't get the reference.
Could we segue like a 40th birthday celebration into that weekend?
For you? If you come out?
Wait a second. Kevin was just talking about this. I'm not a 16-year-old. You get 6 weeks ahead of time?
No, but I wanted to come out to see you guys around my 40th birthday. like to do something with you for my 40th. But if we're going to be in Vegas in November, wouldn't that be the time to do it?
Perhaps, yeah.
I'm
I
not
see your
saying
point.
now and then all the way
Is
through
there
my
any way you
birthday
can
we
make 2
celebrate.
trips? I mean, I feel like plane tickets are pretty cheap right now, right? Because people aren't trying to fly. I mean, I'm
No, they're pretty
talking out of my
expensive.
ass. I don't know. All right, fuck.
Like me and Rant's trip to
Right.
Hollywood. Like
To Hawaii.
Hollywood. Oh my god, yeah. Sorry, my brain is a stewed
Tell us,
bag
how
of pickles
expensive
right now.
was your trip to Hollywood, Kevin?
Because when I was working for Sirius for so long, I didn't get a corporate credit card or anything. I had to book all of my own travel and shit and then got reimbursed. So I saved up so many fucking points on my credit card that I just never used that pretty much handled our trip. So,
Oh, to Hawaii.
but plane tickets are not cheap anymore. They're selling out. They're booked. All the flights that I've taken recently have been, fully booked up flights. So there are no more COVID discounts to be had, I believe.
Damn, dude, I'm gonna be doing a lot of traveling coming up here. I'm going to Austin in the middle of August.
Jesus
I'm
Christ.
gonna go
That might be dirt
to
cheap just because no one in their right mind is going to Texas in the summer. It is so fucking hot.
I know. My homie's moving out there, and I've been trying to get out there for a while. I know it's going to be like 110.
Yeah.
It's going to be fucking brutal.
It's nasty. When I went for my brother-in-law's bachelor party where he did like a long weekend in Austin, it was boiling fucking hot.
Yeah, I've heard. So I know what I'm getting into, but I think I'm going to go to St. Louis in the beginning of October. I got to follow up with my buddy about it, but my college roommate is getting married. And then, Ellis Mania. So the venue, are you guys doing the Virgin?
No. I don't know if I necessarily want to say the name of the venue yet until the tickets go on sale, but
Yeah, let's not do
Gotcha.
that.
it's a new
All right,
venue
cool.
that we haven't been at before.
Cool. Well, I'm sure everyone will be waiting for that
Yeah.
official announcement when it comes, and I'm looking forward to it. Pencil me in.
I do have a quick micro review to do. I'll make this one quick since it's not necessarily a new movie, but it was a movie that I was interested in, never got around to spending the fucking $20 rental on, but it's now on HBO Max. I watched Freaky with Vince Vaughn. Are you familiar with that one?
Nope.
I've never heard of it. I'll Google it now.
It's Freaky Friday, but done in a slasher movie. So Vince Vaughn is a slasher, like serial killer slasher, and the blonde chick from Cockblockers is in it, and the two of them switch bodies. So Vince Vaughn becomes a high school girl, a slasher stuck in the body of a high school girl, and the high school girl gets put in the body of the slasher, and it was very enjoyable. Awesome kills. I would have liked for more kills, but the kills that were in there were so fucking violent and inventive. I loved it. Like I don't even want to spoil what they were, but right off the bat, like the movie starts with like 4 kids getting killed in a mansion, and one of them is so absolutely brutal. I was like, yes! I was like yelling while we were watching it. And she was shrieking, putting the covers over her head. So some of the best kills I've seen in a slasher in a long time. It was super, super funny. Vince Vaughn kicked ass in it. And if you have HBO Max, no-brainer to throw that one on. Easy 4-dicker. I loved it.
I feel like Vince Vaughn hasn't been in enough stuff lately.
Yeah, he's been doing weird stuff that's kind of like flying under the radar.
He's in the next movie he has coming up is called North Hollywood. I have no idea what this is about. Never even heard of it. Whatever. I guess it's about North Hollywood, right? To some degree. But man, I love Vince Vaughn. All right, I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah, he kills it. He's great in this movie.
I don't know if I'll check it out.
You should. It was good. I feel like that's a good movie to watch with Bill and Cheech. But Bill, being a horror movie buff, he's probably already seen it.
That's a good question, actually. Well, if you're saying it's really good and it has Vince Vaughn, I feel like he would have mentioned it already. So I'll run it past them. Maybe I'll check it out this weekend with them.
This weekend, I'm looking forward to checking out The Green Knight. Have you guys been seeing promos for that?
Oh, my brother. They said it's going to be awesome. My brothers are
I
supposedly
can't wait.
really looking forward to it. What's his face from Slumdog Millionaire?
Yeah,
Supposed
Dev
to be-
Patel.
Yeah, didn't he beef up for this role or whatever?
I think so. It's an A24 movie. It looks super fucking weird. Ralph Ineson, the dad from The Witch, is in it. And that dude kicks ass. I'm pumped.
The Green Knight, it's called?
Yeah.
What's it about again?
It's like a reimagining of a King Arthur type tale.
Okay.
But
Yeah,
it
I'm
looks
into it.
it looks sick. It looks super fucking weird, and I'm pumped. So I'll have that review for next week, for sure.
Where is it again? Is it in the theaters?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, maybe I'll check that out too, actually, because I know my brothers really wanted to see that. I haven't done anything of note lately, so that'd be a good way to get me out of the house. Actually, wait, I'm tripping. My mom's coming into town this week.
Oh, maybe we could have a movie date with Mama Clark.
Well, yeah, I mean, she loves going to the movies. We're not our
That's something to
family.
do.
This is one of the things where we're kind of similar to you guys on. Obviously, we love sports, but we both love delicious food, drinking with the family, and going to movies. So maybe we'll go see Green Knight with her. I gotta think of some mom, just LA fun shit to do. Man, I get nervous for this. Last year was pretty easy. Well, I guess it was hard depending on how you look at it because of the lockdown. We couldn't do anything besides order Postmates. But I'm excited for my mom to come into town, and I don't know, get out there and have a few nights in the town. I'm gonna holler at you, Kevin. You gonna hang out? You want to hang out with me and my mom,
I'm down.
my brothers?
Yeah, let's
Go
do
out
it.
to dinner, maybe.
Fuck yeah.
All right.
Friends.
How much stuff is your mom packing in her suitcase for you?
For me.
Oh
Nothing.
yeah, you get no baked goods coming.
So my brother Bill, I think has lost 40 pounds in the past like 2 months.
Holy shit.
Like he really ballooned up during the lockdown, and like all he does is really play video. He works from home and he plays video games, and he ate like shit for like years essentially. But he hasn't like eaten a carb in like 2 months. He got like a really nice gym membership, so like he's trimming down. So like no baked goods this time around. Like I've been working out a little more, but if she would have bring some cookies, of course I'm gonna house them. But no, she's not bringing any baked goods. And my mom has actually been on a really good diet lately as well. She plumped up for a few years there, and now she's back to being like kind of rail thin. So all the Clarks are healthy. No baked goods coming through this time, but we'll get a Christmas package. Shuddy, what happened? Speaking of Christmas package, Shuddy
looks like he just shit his pants.
Nothing. I got this. I'm on it.
okay. Is it anything that could be show related? Because this is on video now, and people just saw your reaction, so you got to kind of clean it up. We can't leave without knowing what you reacted to.
I have to put together a Shuddy News segment real quick.
Oh boy. Well, there's good news for you, Shuddyboy. I have to poop, which is why I've been trying to wrap up.
Oh,
So you're going to get a little bit of a buffer between shows. But perfect way to promote our Patreon. If you need more MSPH in your life, please check out Mad Scientist or patreon.com/Mad Scientist Party Hour. The entry-level tier, the $5 tier, has a bonus podcast every week and a new episode of Crafter Jeff Shuddy Edition every Thursday. $10 tier has the video components of the bonus podcast and all of our individual shows. It's basically more new content every month than you're going to get on Disney+. And it's cheaper, so why not check it out and support some real ones out there, grinding and not kissing the ring of the mouse. I don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about right now. I think
kissing the ring of the mouse.
I think the poop I'm holding in is scrambling my brains. So we're going to get through this. Don't worry. Patreon.com/Mad Scientist Party Hour. Subscribe to our YouTube page. YouTube.com/Mad Scientist Party Hour. Very SEO friendly. And you can follow us on Instagram. I'm at Kevin Kraft.
At Shuddyboy.
At Jeffro Records.
And at MSPH Podcast. Yeah, I don't want to plug anything else. Shuddy, you got anything?
Nope, that's it.
All right, friends. Thank you for tuning in. And as always, wait, how do I end the show again? What's the thing?
Something.
Oh, yeah. Until next time, something!